Hi everyone, this is Heather Havenwood and we is live. It's 12 o'clock on Wednesday. How are you? And every week I am starting to do these Facebook Live and I'm focusing on persuasion, influence, marketing, how to win in business, how to win in life, but more importantly, how to win in your business. And that is what I'm focused on, is helping people win in business. My podcast is called The Win. Hopefully you can check it out, heatherhavenwood.com/The Win. And today I'm going to talk about, because I love the politics going on right now, mainly from a marketing perspective. I love watching not only the Republican Party, the DNC Party, I love watching it because I want to understand the art and science of persuasion and influence and how these principles are being used, misused, and mistakes are being made in today's media with the Republican and Democratic conventions going on. So I'm constantly watching that, but it's from a principle base. So this is not about a politics, like which side of the aisle I'm on. This is more about principles of marketing and influence. And it comes from a book. Okay, I'm sure you've seen this before, The Psychology of Influence and Persuasion by Robert Cialdini. It's a timeless book. It was written about, I think, in the 80s. It's a very timeless book because it's about the principles of persuasion and influence. And honestly, Donald J. Trump is killing it in the world of persuasion and influence. He's had years and years of experience in that art of, he calls it the art of the deal. Really, it's he's a student. He's a student of art of persuasion and influence in marketing, business, and sales. He's a master, really. I think Donald Trump is really a master at this. And so I want to go over three things. Hey, Troy, thanks for being here. Thanks for being here, Troy. I want to go over three weapons. I call it the weapons of influence. Actually, Robert Cialdini, The Psychology of Persuasion Influence, he actually, the name of the book again, The Psychology of Influence of Persuasion by Robert Cialdini. It is an old school textbook. It's been around forever. Joe Sugarman talks about it. Dan Kennedy talks about this book because it's a very principle based, and no matter what business you're in, no matter if you're in the media, if you're not in the media, this book right here talks about exactly what the principles that Donald Trump uses every day to what I call take over the media feed. And I think that Hillary Clinton's not so good at it. Sometimes she's good, sometimes she's not. Again, this is not a political of what side of the aisle I'm on. I'm looking at this from a business perspective. So weapons of influence. Again, that's what Robert Cialdini said is how do you use the weapons of influence to make money in life and business and win? Here's the bottom line. We as human beings have not changed for many, many years. Our technology has changed. I mean, Facebook Live is new. Twitter, all these different things are new. But we as human beings have not changed in how we are influenced and how we're persuaded. We're just not. We just haven't changed in centuries, if not more than 200 or 300 years. The principles of influence, okay, worked in Jesus' biblical times. They work today because we as human beings don't change that much. We become smarter, we have more technology, but why we buy, why we purchase, why we're influenced hasn't changed. So here we go. These are three weapons of influence. There's actually about 6 that Robert Cialdini talks about. I'm going to talk about 3 because if you could get these 3 in your business, it would be awesome. So Troy, this is actually for you because this is a good one. So the first one, I'm using this now. Weapons of influence. This is what these are. These are 3 weapons of influence I'm going to go over, okay? So the first one of weapons of influence I'm going to talk about that every company, every person, everybody in business, even if you don't have a job yet, maybe you're looking for a job, you need to do on all of your social media accounts as well as your communication. And that is this. Okay, I'll see. Commitment and consistency. Commitment and consistency. Now, what does that mean? Well, let's talk about some basics on brand. I'm going to use Donald Trump as an example because he's easy to talk about right now. He has been very commitment and consistency in his tonality, in his message, and his look and feel. Every time you have someone in the media saying, well, he needs to soften. Like, no, that's part of his commitment and consistency of his brand. It literally, his tonality, I watch every time he wears something, he actually has a psychology of what he wears. Does he wear pink? Does he say red? Today he did a press conference. He was wearing like a pink. Pink means more trusting. There's a consistency there. When he is in front of the debate stage, he wore red. I don't know if you remember in one of the last debates, actually, Cruz and Rubio both wore red because they were watching him, that he always wears red, and then he flipped it and wore purple, and it was kind of this ha-ha, is that he's very commitment and consistency over and over and over again. So his speech in the Republican Party, his tonality has been the same, his look and feel is always the same. The other part of his commitment consistency is his kids. So if he was commitment consistency and then his kids were like way different than him, you know, like with a buzz cut and some tattooed out or something, it would be a offshoot of his brand. Like, it wouldn't make sense. We would feel all weird about it, because it's not only him that we're looking at what I call his entire scope, from business to personal and everything in between. And when people do business with you, people do business with people. People don't do business with brands. And so people want to know that the company they're dealing with is, there's a person and humanistic behind it, and are they committed? And then okay, I think my thing went away, so I'm still here. Okay, another part of the commitment consistency is his kids, his business, his structures, meaning the buildings, and his past. There's a consistency to his past, and so I want you to understand that's a big weapon of influence that you can use in your business. So the question I have for you as a business owner, basic social media, when you go across all social media platforms from Tumblr to LinkedIn and everything in between, is there a consistency? Or if I go to different social media platforms, are you different? Are you one over here, you're an actor, and over here you're a chiropractor? Like, who are you? People look at all of those as a commitment and a consistency piece. So there you go. Okay, number 2. That was the first one of weapons of influence. Number 2, again, you can use these in your business, brand, whatever that is. If you're looking for a job, or you, Troy, if you're going after your acting career, are you committed and consistent throughout your brands? Meaning, is the message out there committed? Okay, number 2. That was number 1. Number 2, social proof. Social proof. Now, you're wondering, okay, what does that mean? Case study? What does that mean? Let's go back to Trump, just because it's easy. So Trump, his social proof, his 2 big social proofs is his kids. His kids were obviously the highlight of the Republican National Party, the convention, I mean, and the reason why people were so enamored is because who he was. There was a commitment, consistency, and a social proof, like, wow, he created these kids with 3 different wives, 3 different women, and there's like consistency, and there's like a proof of his ability to be a father, a leader, That's like his kids are really social proof. Now, sometimes people say, well, my kids are a disaster, I don't want them to be social proof, but there is a correlation as far as your kids are people who you're leading. Now, the other social proof of that is his employees. He had a big video having his employees talk about him. These are people that deal with him every single day. That's another one. And also his business. His business record is social proof. Look at what I have built. Right? Look at what I've led. Therefore, there's a social proof to that. And he was really highlighting that at the Republican National Convention. That is his backbone of everything. His leadership. That's a social proof, and he was showing different things he had led, and there was a social proof of that. Now, how can you use this in your business? Troy, if you're still here, we were talking about this. So, was it flip backwards? Oh, yeah, thanks. So, social proof for you, Troy, because you're an actor, is starting to showcase your work everywhere in all different mediums, starting to showcase your work. For me, I ask people who are clients or past clients or current clients, will you please go to LinkedIn and do a testimonial and say something positive or a result, and they do it on LinkedIn. The reason why it's so more powerful with LinkedIn is because I can't put it on there. I can't say, Charles Kirkland said this about me. He actually has to go in and write it, and then I have to accept it, and then I can leverage that in other different mediums. So this is a simple thing you could do with all your past history of people you work with, work for, co-workers. You're just asking them simply, hey, will you you know, if we work together, we work well together, can you say something? That's a social proof mechanism, as well as having your kids actually say something positive about you. But more importantly, your business and philosophy and your marketing. What are other people saying about you? That's the social proof aspect. What are the business saying about you? What are other people saying about you? In the personal world, we call that a credit history, right? What does the credit cards company say about us? And that is our score. Well, it's the same thing in social proof. Social proof is what is the world, customers, vendors saying about you, and you can actually be more proactive in asking people, hey, you had a good experience with me, would you mind going to do this? And then there's a huge aspect to that. So that's number 2. And number 3, hi Diane, hi Larry Loic, how are you doing? Number 3, so this is again weapons of influence that I feel that Donald Trump are using today to win. And again, just repeating back, the book I'm getting this from, The Psychology of Influence and Persuasion by Robert Cialdini, an amazing book. I love this book. I've gotten it years ago and I still have notes in it. See all the notes in it? Can you see that? I have like notes in the book. Mainly because this is time-tested principles. If you feel like you're not selling enough in your business, you're not using the weapons of influence, so use them. So again, going back to weapons of influence, we have done, just going over, we've done commitment and consistency. We've done social proof. And the third one we're doing is authority. And I'm using Donald Trump just because he's always in the, you know, it's easy to talk about him, right? Authority. Okay, authority. Now, we're talking about using Donald Trump as the case study here. Authority, speaking with authority, his commitment, consistency, and he speaks with a consistent authority with himself. He doesn't falter from that. He speaks from that space. He has the media kind of talks about, well, he needs to be more likable. There's a difference between likability and attraction. Have you ever met somebody you're like, I'm really attracted to him, but I kind of think he's an asshole? I'm not saying that's Trump, but I'm saying there's a difference between likability and attraction. I'm attracted to Donald Trump, and I like him as a person. I think he's very congruent with who he is. But there's people that are attracted to him, but they don't like him. So there's this like, what is that? And that's from that authority piece. As an authoritative, he's obviously an authoritative figure, and I'm not saying you have to be that way in your business, but you can speak from a place of authority in your particular field. And even if you're an actor or speaker, whatever it is, you need to be able to speak from an authoritative space of like, this is what I do. So okay, looking at my notes here. So authority is a big one. So how you can use this in your business? How are you publicly putting yourself out there on all your different social media campaigns? Are you speaking from authority? Are you picking a particular niche that you're speaking to and speaking from authority on? So those are the main things. This is just, again, I do this every single Wednesday for just a couple minutes. I talk about things that you can use in your business and life to increase sales, increase profitability, and to win in business and life. And I'm just going to go over again what we did, and then I'm going to see if there's any questions or whatnot. So again, today I'm talking about how Donald Trump uses the weapons of influence. I'm not sure how to flip that back. Weapons of influence, using the principles of this book, The Psychology of Influence by Robert Cialdini. And the 3 are that I went over with you, using Donald Trump as the case study, which was commitment and consistency, social proof, and then authority. So those are 3 weapons of influence that you can start using in your business today, from all your communications, email marketing, all your social media campaigns, branding, positioning, all those things. These are things you can use today in your business. Okay, so thank you so much for being here. I'm probably going to hang up, but Troy, thank you. I'm not sure how to, my cam is flipped so you see backwards. Really? So you don't see authority? It's backwards? How do I do that? Maybe like that. Is that better, Troy? Let me know if that's better. I guess I'll have to do it backwards. I'm not sure how I'll do that. So guys, thank you so much. I appreciate your time. I'm going to do this I'm gonna do this every single Wednesday at noon, and let me know if you have a topic. But really, I focus on marketing, sales, and how to make your life better and win in life. Again, my name is Heather Havenwood, and go check me out at heatherhavenwood.com. And if not, subscribe to my podcast, The Win. So heatherhavenwood.com/The Win. All right, guys, till next week, Wednesday, Win on Wednesday. Talk to you soon. Bye.